Imagine this. You look up at the night sky. Billions of stars sparkle, calm, distant, and silent. But what if, behind that silence, someone is watching? Not to harm, not to invade, just to observe. Like visitors in a cosmic zoo, and we are the creatures being studied. This is the zoo hypothesis, a mysterious idea suggesting that advanced alien civilizations may already know we exist. They could be quietly watching, recording, and learning, just as humans study animals in nature reserves. Maybe that's why we never receive a clear signal from the stars. Maybe they've decided we're not ready yet. Think about it. Our world, full of noise, emotion, conflict, and creation, might be part of a grand cosmic experiment. Every decision we make, every signal we send into the void, could be another entry in their observation log. Are they curious about how we grow, how we destroy, how we dream? As you slowly drift into sleep, imagine the watchers, patient, peaceful, observing from a distance where time moves differently. They've seen worlds rise and fall, stars born and die. And yet, here they are, silently waiting for us to evolve beyond chaos. So tonight, as your eyes grow heavy and your thoughts soften, remember, maybe, just maybe, somewhere beyond the Milky Way, eyes older than time itself are watching humanity's gentle awakening, waiting for the day we finally look up and truly see them. Close your eyes, breathe, and let the mystery of the universe cradle you to sleep. Imagine the night sky, endless and calm. You lie beneath it, feeling the stillness stretch across eternity. The stars above don't just shine. They breathe softly, pulsing in quiet rhythm, as if whispering secrets too old for words. The universe is vast beyond imagination. Billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, each star surrounded by its own small family of worlds. Somewhere out there, among the silent lights, might exist minds far older, wiser, and gentler than our own. Minds that look down upon Earth the way we look upon a forest or an ocean reef, watching, curious, waiting. This is the heart of the zoo hypothesis. The zoo hypothesis suggests that humanity might not be alone. Instead, we could be living under quiet observation, a protected, untouched world, part of a galactic nature reserve. Perhaps the universe is full of intelligent civilizations that have already discovered us, but they've chosen not to interfere. Just as we study animals without disturbing them, they may watch us from afar, hidden behind cosmic curtains. Maybe they have rules, like we do, an interstellar version of do not disturb. As you breathe slowly and deeply, imagine this. Far beyond our solar system, beyond the Milky Way's glowing arms, there may exist peaceful beings who know we are here. They might have watched our ancestors rise from the plains of Africa, learn to speak, build fires, and tell stories to the stars. They might have listened as our radios began to hum across the void, carrying our voices, faint but clear, out into the great dark sea of space. And they might have smiled, softly, knowing that a young civilization was waking up. But why don't they reveal themselves? Why do we never see their ships, never receive their messages? The zoo hypothesis answers this with a simple, haunting idea: because they choose not to. They may understand that contact would change us forever, that our natural growth, our cultures, our beliefs, and our fragile sense of identity would be rewritten overnight. So instead, they stay silent. They watch, they learn, and they wait, until the day comes when humanity is ready to join them. In this vision, Earth is not a lonely rock. It's a sanctuary, a small blue-green world floating in cosmic stillness, surrounded by quiet eyes that see every sunrise, every war, every act of kindness, every dream. The watchers do not interfere, but they care, in their own distant, eternal way. They may be our cosmic elders, guardians of countless young civilizations across the stars. Their patience is infinite. Their presence, invisible yet comforting, might be woven into the very silence of the universe. As you listen, imagine the feeling of drifting upward, past the clouds, past the edge of Earth's thin blue atmosphere. The noise fades away. You see the planet shrinking below you, oceans glowing softly, cities sparkling like living constellations. From this distance, everything feels delicate, temporary, precious. And somewhere in that stillness, perhaps a vessel, invisible to human eyes, watches quietly, recording our world with wonder. The Watchers are not gods, not monsters, not invaders. They are scientists, explorers, caretakers. Their technology is beyond our understanding, silent, clean, non-invasive. They may observe through quantum fields, through dimensions we can't yet perceive. To them, time flows differently. What we call thousands of years may feel like moments to them. And so, they've been here, patiently, compassionately, since before the first pyramids, before the first words were spoken, before the first spark of civilization lit the darkness. If you listen closely to the night, you can almost sense them. In the gentle hum of electricity, in the quiet rhythm of your heartbeat, in the distant sigh of the wind. The universe is not empty. It's alive, conscious, aware. Every atom, every photon carries memory. And perhaps, within that memory, lies the gaze of those who have been watching us since time began. As you drift deeper into thought, feel the calmness settle over you like starlight. You are part of something vast and mysterious. The Watchers are not strangers. They are part of the same cosmic family, woven from the same atoms that make your skin, your eyes, your dreams. The space between you and them is not emptiness. It is connection, silent and infinite. So breathe slowly. Feel the weight of the world fall away. Let your thoughts drift like satellites in orbit. Somewhere, in the endless night, a civilization far beyond ours may be watching, not to judge, but to understand. They study the story of Earth as we study the songs of whales or the flight of birds. They listen to our chaos and our beauty, and they wait, not for our destruction, but for our awakening. As sleep begins to wrap around you, remember, the Watchers are not far away. They are in the quiet between heartbeats, in the pause between breaths, in the stillness between stars. The universe is listening, and maybe, just maybe, it has always been smiling. There is a question that echoes quietly in the human soul. If the universe is so full of stars, why is it so silent? We have listened for decades. Our telescopes scan the heavens. Our radio dishes reach across light years, but nothing answers back. The cosmos remains still, vast, and unbroken. This quiet emptiness has a name, the Great Silence. But what if it's not empty at all? What if the silence is intentional? The zoo hypothesis offers one of the most hauntingly beautiful answers. It suggests that the silence we hear is not the absence of life. It is the sound of restraint. Advanced civilizations may have learned long ago that contact with developing worlds brings chaos. Imagine walking through a wild forest. You can observe the animals, learn from them, even protect them, but you know that stepping into their world would change everything. The animals would act differently, hide, or flee. The balance of nature would shatter. The Watchers understand this truth. So they stay hidden, patient, invisible. Think of it as a cosmic experiment. Humanity is still young, fragile, learning. To interfere too early would be like teaching a child the secrets of fire before they understand warmth. The Watchers might see our wars, our fears, our greed, and know that we are not yet ready for unity. They may wait for a time when our technology grows faster than our wisdom, and our wisdom finally catches up. Until then, they remain quiet, protecting both us and themselves from premature discovery. In the deep night, when the world around you softens into stillness, imagine their perspective. From high above, Earth must look like a living jewel, blue and white, wrapped in thin mist and cloud. The hum of our cities, the shimmer of our lights, the faint pulse of our radio waves, all of it telling the story of a young species finding its voice. To them, this might be beautiful. They listen not for our words, but for our harmony, waiting for the day when our noise becomes music. Perhaps they even speak among themselves about us. In distant councils of light, where stars shimmer like ancient minds, they might discuss whether humanity is ready. Some may argue that we deserve to know. Others might say that we must first learn to stop fighting, to see beyond nations, beyond borders, beyond fear. For them, time flows differently. What feels like centuries to us may be the blink of an eye to them. So they wait, like gentle teachers standing outside a classroom door, hearing their students grow, slowly, imperfectly, beautifully. Their silence is not abandonment. It's care, a silence chosen with love and wisdom. When we send our radio signals, our golden records, our digital whispers into the stars. They may receive them instantly. But instead of answering, they may simply listen, smile, and wait. Because they know when a civilization is ready, it won't need a reply. It will know how to listen differently. It will hear the music of the universe not through machines, but through understanding. And perhaps they have tested us. Strange lights in the sky, unexplained phenomena, brief encounters that vanish like dreams. What if these are gentle nudges, small experiments to see how we react? Each sighting, each mystery, each whisper in the dark may be part of a study, to learn not about our science, but about our hearts. Are we curious? Are we fearful? Are we kind? The watchers measure our response, not our intelligence. That if you close your eyes now, you can almost imagine their ships, silent, weightless, moving like shadows between stars. They make no sound, no vibration. They fold through space as easily as breath. To them, distance and gravity are toys, simple rules they learned to bend long ago. And yet, for all their power, they choose quiet. They choose distance. Because power without compassion means nothing. Their technology might not even look like machines. It could be woven into light, merged with thought, powered by understanding itself. Perhaps their vessels are made not of metal, but of ideas. Maybe they exist half in our reality and half beyond it, slipping through layers of space like dreams through sleep. And when they look at us, they don't see creatures of flesh and bone. They see energy, consciousness, potential. They see what we could become. In the great silence, there is wisdom. It teaches us to listen, not just to the universe, but to ourselves. The absence of sound is an invitation to look inward. When no one answers, we learn to understand our own questions more deeply. Perhaps that is the watcher's greatest lesson. They guide us not by speaking, but by staying silent. Because in silence, humanity begins to hear its own truth. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine their patience. Entire galaxies may bloom and fade while they wait for us to open our eyes. They have seen countless species rise, destroy themselves, and rise again. Yet still they hope. They believe that one day, Earth will lift its gaze not with fear, but with love, and in that moment, the silence will end. The watchers will step forward, not as conquerors, but as family. Until then, the great silence remains. It is the space between stars, the pause between breaths, the calm between dreams. It asks nothing of you but peace. It reminds you that waiting is not empty. It's full of quiet purpose. So breathe softly. Let your thoughts float like dust in sunlight. Somewhere beyond the veil of distance, the watchers continue their eternal vigil, unseen, unheard, but always near. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the quiet presence of eyes that see beyond light. Not the kind that stare or intrude, but the kind that understand. Eyes that have watched stars form, oceans rise, and life take its first trembling breath. If the zoo hypothesis is true, then the watchers have been observing us for a very long time, perhaps since before humanity had a name. But how do they watch without being seen? How can something so advanced remain invisible to a world that's always looking? Their observation, if it exists, must be far beyond the reach of our imagination. It might not even involve machines as we know them. Our telescopes, satellites, and sensors are like children's toys compared to their tools. We see the universe in fragments, through narrow windows of light. But they may see everything, every wavelength, every quantum vibration, every ripple of space-time itself. To them, nothing is hidden. The universe is transparent, like glass. Imagine a civilization millions of years older than us. In that time, they would have mastered the art of invisibility, not through deception, but through harmony. Their technology would not stand apart from nature. It would become nature. Their ships might not reflect light because they are light. They might bend reality gently around themselves, like a breeze parting through tall grass. Even if they were floating above us right now, we wouldn't see them, because they would exist in frequencies beyond human perception. Think of it this way. We can't hear the sound of a bat's flight, but it's there. We can't see ultraviolet, yet butterflies can. Our eyes and ears catch only a narrow sliver of existence. The watchers, however, may move through layers of reality we don't even know exist. Parallel dimensions, folded space, silent corridors of energy that touch our world but never disturb it. They could observe every molecule of the atmosphere, every whisper of data, without a trace. And what would they be watching? Not just our machines, not just our cities, but our stories, our choices, the small kindnesses that never make the news, the laughter of a child, the comfort of a mother, the courage of a single soul standing for peace. They study the essence of who we are, not our inventions. Because to them, technology is nothing new. What fascinates them is consciousness, the fragile light of awareness flickering in a young species. Sometimes, people wonder if UFO sightings or strange lights in the sky are signs of their presence. Perhaps they are. Or perhaps these moments are simply reflections, glimpses of their world crossing paths with ours. Like ripples of two oceans touching for a heartbeat before fading apart again. To them, we are not just a species to be monitored. We are part of a cosmic ecosystem. Every planet that breathes life adds a new note to the symphony of creation, and Earth's melody is still unfolding. Imagine their instruments, vast networks of energy woven through the galaxy, soft as light, silent as thought. These networks could record entire histories, observing not from a distance, but from within the flow of time itself. To them, watching is not spying. It's communion. They are part of the same universe we are, but their awareness is deeper, wider, more compassionate. They may not even see us as other, but as younger versions of themselves. When you look at a coral reef, you might watch the fish glide through the water, colorful, alive, unaware of your gaze. You don't wish to harm them. You simply marvel at their beauty. In the same way, the watchers may gaze upon Earth, seeing its colors, its cultures, its diversity, and its endless striving toward understanding. They might smile at our music, our art, our longing to reach the stars. Every signal we send, every poem we write, is a spark that tells them, we are awake. And yet, even with all their power, they never interfere. Why? Because true wisdom knows when to remain unseen. To interfere would destroy what makes us human, our freedom to grow, to fail, to learn. They know that evolution cannot be rushed. Even the stars themselves take time to shine, so they stay in the shadows. Or perhaps, not in shadows at all, but in light too bright for us to see. They may live among us in ways we cannot recognize. Energy beings, thought forms, or subtle presences woven into the fabric of existence. Maybe they can observe through gravity waves, or through the quantum entanglement of particles that connect all things. Perhaps they see us the way we see dreams, vivid, fragile, yet deeply meaningful. As you listen, imagine floating gently through space. The Earth turns below, wrapped in blue and white. You see its pulse, the heartbeat of humanity. Billions of lives moving in rhythm, like cells in a living organism. From this height, you understand what they see. Not separation, not borders, not chaos, but harmony. An entire species learning to find balance. And maybe, sometimes, they whisper. Not in words, but through intuition, a spark of creativity, a moment of clarity, a dream that feels too real to be yours. Maybe the watchers don't speak with mouths or signals, but through inspiration. Every great leap of human imagination, every discovery, every song, every act of love might be part of their quiet communication. Not manipulation, but encouragement. A way of saying, keep going. You're learning. You're growing. So, as you drift deeper into calm, imagine that somewhere, at this very moment, someone, or something, is watching our tiny blue world from afar. Not as scientists dissecting data, but as guardians cherishing life. They see our chaos, but they also see our beauty. They see how far we've come, and how far we can go. They don't need to reveal themselves, because they already exist in everything. In every atom of air, in every particle of light that touches your skin. The universe is their canvas, and we are part of their masterpiece. Let that thought cradle you like soft starlight. Feel the quiet assurance that we are not alone and never have been. The watchers are not distant gods, but neighbors who've learned to listen instead of speak. And in that gentle silence, they offer us the greatest gift, the freedom to discover ourselves. So breathe slowly. Feel the vastness above and within. The watchers are there, unseen but near, observing the unfolding miracle of life on Earth. They do not need to appear, because they already dwell in the silence, in the stillness, in the peace that surrounds you now. There will come a day when the silence feels different, when the stars no longer seem so far away, and humanity begins to sense, not through machines, but through awareness, that we are being seen. This awakening will not happen in a single moment, with bright lights or grand arrivals. It will come softly, like dawn, quiet, patient, and full of wonder. For centuries, we have looked outward, through telescopes, radio dishes, and equations, searching for proof that someone else is out there. But maybe the proof is not in the sky. Maybe it's in us. Perhaps the watchers have been waiting for our consciousness to mature, for our curiosity to expand beyond fear. The awakening, then, is not about finding them. It's about realizing they were always here. Imagine this awakening as a gradual rising of awareness, a shift in how we see ourselves and our place in the cosmos. One day, humanity may look upon the stars not as unreachable points of light, but as familiar neighbors. Children will grow up knowing that life exists beyond Earth, not as fantasy, but as fact. The universe will no longer feel like a cold emptiness, but a living, breathing network of civilizations, each watching, learning, and evolving together. The watchers, who have been silent for so long, may not even need to reveal themselves. Their presence will be felt, not seen. Humanity will begin to sense patterns in nature, harmonies in mathematics, subtle coincidences that guide our evolution. Our dreams will grow clearer, our minds will open, and slowly, we'll understand. The watchers were never hiding from us. They were waiting for us. In this new understanding, fear will fade. The idea of aliens will no longer be terrifying. We will stop imagining invaders and start imagining teachers, travelers, and friends. The awakening will feel less like discovery and more like reunion. The moment when a lost species remembers it belongs to something vast and eternal. Picture a world where humanity no longer looks up with desperation, but with peace. We will know that our place in the cosmos is neither small nor grand. It is unique. We are the storytellers of a living galaxy, the dreamers of creation. And as we begin to awaken, the watchers will step closer, not through ships or messages, but through connection. Perhaps they will begin to guide us more directly, through inspiration, intuition, or energy we do not yet understand. Our scientists might suddenly make breakthroughs that seem to appear out of nowhere. New clean energy, cures for diseases, discoveries about consciousness itself. Artists will dream images of light and harmony they've never seen before. Inventors will awaken with visions that transform the world. The watchers won't give us technology. They'll help us remember what we already know. This awakening will also bring humility. We will finally understand how small we are in the vast ocean of creation, but also how deeply loved we are within it. For every civilization that reaches awareness, there may be countless others watching, welcoming, whispering across the silence, saying, "Welcome, you finally see." In the awakening, Earth will change. Our divisions will soften. Nations, borders, and conflicts will begin to fade in importance. Humanity will realize that we are one species, one family, living together under one sky. Wars will seem childish. Greed will seem meaningless. When you know you're part of something infinite, you stop fighting over what's temporary. The watchers may celebrate this moment quietly. They may send signals we cannot yet translate, not as warnings, but as songs. The stars themselves might carry frequencies that awaken memory. And humanity, listening with both heart and mind, will begin to hear it. A vibration deep in the soul that says, "You are not alone, as you lie in stillness." Imagine this world, an Earth where every human being feels connected not just to each other, but to all life, everywhere. Where telescopes are not tools of searching, but instruments of gratitude. Where the night sky is not a mystery, but a mirror reflecting who we truly are. And yet, even then, the watchers may remain unseen. Because true contact is not about meeting face to face, it's about understanding. It's about harmony between civilizations that think not in words or images, but in energy, empathy, and trust. The awakening is not a single event, it's an unfolding. It begins in the quiet hearts of those who choose to believe that love is universal. Perhaps, even now, it has already begun. Maybe every act of kindness, every moment of wonder, every gaze toward the stars adds a small spark to the light that draws us closer to them. The more we learn to love our world, the clearer their presence becomes. The Watchers are not waiting for us to invent faster rockets. They're waiting for us to evolve in spirit, and one night, long from now, a human child may stand under a dark sky, look up, and feel something, a warmth, a knowing, a gentle pull beyond the horizon. They won't see ships or lights, but they will feel that someone, somewhere, is smiling. That feeling will spread, quiet, invisible, unstoppable. The awakening of an entire world. As you breathe deeply, imagine that moment, when the human race finally sees not with eyes, but with heart. When we realize that every atom, every beam of light, every whisper of wind is part of a greater awareness watching over us. It's not surveillance. It's connection. It's care. The Watchers have always been here. They've watched us crawl, build, fight, dream, fall, and rise again. They've seen our cruelty, but also our compassion. They've seen our darkness, but also our light. And now, as humanity begins to awaken, perhaps they see something they've waited for across the ages, understanding that let your breath slow. Let your thoughts fade into the calm rhythm of the cosmos. The awakening isn't something to fear. It's a return to peace, to belonging, to knowing that in the grand theater of the stars, we are not an accident. We are part of the story. We are being watched not because we are small, but because we are precious. Sleep now, with that thought. Somewhere beyond sight, the Watchers wait, patient, gentle, eternal, for the moment when humanity finally opens its eyes and smiles back. There will come a night when the silence breaks, not with thunder, not with fear, but with peace. The Watchers, patient through millennia, will choose their moment with care. It will not be when we reach another planet or build another machine. It will be when we finally learn to live in harmony, when our hearts speak louder than our weapons. That will be the moment when silence turns to contact. Picture it. The world bathed in twilight, quiet oceans breathing, cities asleep. Somewhere, a faint light appears, not in the sky, but in the mind of humanity. A signal not of sound, but of recognition. It begins like a dream. A scientist feels a sudden understanding that cannot be explained. A child wakes from sleep with an image of stars she's never seen. A musician writes a melody that feels older than Earth itself. Slowly, the message spreads, wordless, soft, shared through intuition. The universe begins to whisper, and for the first time, humanity listens. When the Watchers finally choose to reveal themselves, it will not be through a fleet of ships or flashing lights. It will be gentle, a quiet merging of awareness. We will look at the sky and realize we are not just seeing stars, we are seeing home. Their presence will not feel foreign or strange. It will feel familiar, as if we've known them all along, just forgotten. Like remembering a song from childhood, perhaps they will appear as light, not solid form. Radiant beings shaped by energy and consciousness, not matter. They won't speak in words, but in feelings, images, and thoughts that flow like music. Each mind will understand in its own way. The message will be simple. We have been watching. We have been waiting. You are not alone. In that instant, fear will dissolve. Religions will not collapse. They will expand. Science will not end. It will begin anew. Every human will feel the truth ripple through their soul. The universe has never been silent. It was only waiting for us to listen differently. The reunion will not be an ending. It will be a beginning. The Watchers will not come to rule or to save, only to share. They will teach through resonance, not control. They will show us that creation is not a series of random events, but a dance of consciousness. That every planet, every star, every life form contributes to the same grand symphony. Imagine what we could learn, not about technology, but about being. About harmony with energy, with thought, with existence itself. They may show us that travel between stars is not a question of speed, but of awareness. That by aligning with the fabric of the cosmos, distance ceases to matter. Space itself becomes home. In this new age, Earth will shine brighter. We will become not a species defined by survival, but by connection. Our art will change, our science will deepen, our compassion will grow. The watchers will walk beside us, invisible yet present, guiding us through understanding. There will be no us and them, only we, the family of light. And perhaps, as centuries pass, we will take our place among them. We will become watchers too, caretakers of younger worlds still learning to dream. We will watch other civilizations rise, and we will remember the time when we, too, were watched with love. This is the ultimate meaning of the zoo hypothesis, not imprisonment, but protection, not surveillance, but stewardship. We are not exhibits in a cosmic zoo. We are seedlings in a galactic garden. The watchers tend that garden with patience, ensuring each world grows in its own way, in its own time. And one day, when the garden blooms, all life will be united, not through dominance, but through understanding that as you breathe slowly now. Imagine the moment of reunion. You stand under a sky full of stars, and you feel them, the presence of countless civilizations, countless hearts, countless stories. The air hums with life, with connection, with peace. The silence that once frightened us now feels sacred, a reminder that even when unseen, we were never alone. Maybe, in that moment, humanity will finally understand what the watchers always knew, that we were never separate from them. The same consciousness that created them created us. The same energy that binds the stars binds every heartbeat, every breath. The reunion is not two species meeting. It is one universe remembering itself. As centuries unfold, stories of the watchers will no longer be myths. They will be history. And the children of the future will look back at this era, the time before the silence broke, and smile. They will wonder how we ever felt alone in a universe so full of life. And maybe, far away, the watchers will smile too. They will look upon the earth, glowing in unity, and whisper across the light years, "They made it." So as you rest now, let that thought cradle you like starlight. The universe is vast, but not empty. It is alive with awareness, love, and connection. Somewhere beyond the reach of sight, the watchers still gaze upon us, not as gods, not as strangers, but as family waiting for reunion. Close your eyes. Feel the calm spread through your body. The stars above are not distant. They are reflections of the light within you. The watchers see it. They always have. And as you drift into sleep, you become part of that same vast silence, the same cosmic peace that connects every world, every being, every dream. Rest now. The universe is awake, and it is watching over you. Milky Way.